teleschool, तालीम घर घर.
The White Mouse Circus, Part 2. Learning Objectives. Analyze paragraphs to identify words, phrases, or sentences that support the main idea. There is no way you can train mice inside a cage. Yet I dared not let them out because the chambermaid was spying on me all the time. She had a key to my door, and she kept bursting in at all hours, trying to catch me with the mice out of the cage. I decided to seek a safer place where I could carry on with the training. There must surely be an empty room in this enormous hotel. I put one mouse into each trouser pocket and wandered downstairs in search of a secret spot. We have a question for you. What kind of text is the passage? A. Informative. B. Persuasive. C. Narrative. D. Descriptive. Option C is correct. This is a narrative passage. The main purpose of this type of text is to tell a story. It has different characters and usually includes a logical sequence of events describing the situations, conflicts, and resolutions for entertainment. Let's go back to the passage. The ground floor of the hotel was a maze of public rooms, all of them named in gold letters on the doors. I wandered through the lounge and the card room and the reading room and the drawing room. None of them were empty. I went down a long wide corridor, and at the end of it I came to the ballroom. There were double doors leading into it, and in front of the doors there was a large notice board on a stand. How about another question? According to the text, which rooms did the narrator go through? A. The drawing room, the card room, the reading room, the lounge. B. The TV room, the bedroom, the dining room, the drawing room. C. The reading room, the kitchen, the card room, the lounge. D. The card room, the reading room, the painting room, the dining room. Option A is correct. The narrator was looking for a safe space to train his mice without being caught by the hotel staff. According to the text, he went through the drawing room, the card room, the reading room, and the lounge. Let's resume reading. The notice on the board said, RSPCC meeting. Strictly private. This room is reserved for the annual meeting of the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. The double doors into the room were open. I peeped in. It was a colossal room. There were rows and rows of chairs, all facing a platform. The chairs were painted gold, and they had little red cushions on the seats. But there was not a soul in sight. You guessed it. We have another question. Read the lines highlighted in red. Colossal is an adjective describing something extremely large or great. Which of the phrases from the passage use a synonym for the word colossal? A. I sidled into the room. B. There must surely be an empty room. C. I decided to seek a safer place where. D. Room in this enormous hotel. Option D is correct. The phrase in the passage that uses a synonym for the word is room in this enormous hotel. The word enormous is a synonym for colossal. So, where were we on the passage? I sidled into the room. The meeting of the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children must have taken place earlier in the day, and now they had all gone home. Even if they hadn't, even if they did suddenly come pouring in, they would be wonderful, kind people who would look without favor upon a young mouse trainer going about his business. At the back of the room there was a large folding screen with Chinese dragons painted on it. I decided, just to be on the safe side, to go behind the screen and do my training there. I wasn't a bit frightened of the prevention of cruelty to children people, but there was always a chance that Mr. Stringer, the manager, might pop his head round the door. I tiptoed to the back of the room and settled myself on the carpet behind the big screen. What a splendid place this was! Ideal for mouse training. I took William and Mary out of my trouser pockets. They sat beside me on the carpet, quiet and well behaved. The trick I was going to teach them today was tightrope walking. It is not all that difficult to train an intelligent mouse to be an expert tightrope walker, provided you know exactly how to go about it. Last question. We promise. Why did the narrator assume the people of Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children would be nice to him? A. The narrator's father was the head of the society. B. The people of this society didn't really exist. C. The narrator was friends with everyone in this society. D. They were a group of people who loved and protected children. Option D is correct. From the name of the society, we know that they were a group of people who loved and protected children from any cruelty. The narrator was not the least bit frightened of them because of this. He was certain that they would not throw him and his mouse out of the hotel. But if the manager caught them, both his mice and he himself would be in trouble.
मिलते हैं एक छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद। चलें अब चलते हैं वापस अपने लेसन की तरफ।
In today's lesson, we discuss pronoun antecedent agreement. A pronoun must refer correctly to its antecedent in person, number, gender, and case. Person may be expressed as first, I or we, Second, you. Third, he, she, it, they. Number refers to singular or plural. Gender, feminine, masculine, or neuter. And case, subjective or objective. An antecedent is the word or group of words that comes before a personal pronoun and makes the pronoun reference clear. For example, you left breadcrumbs all over the table. Please clean them up. The pronoun them refers to the plural antecedent breadcrumbs. We are still awaiting the results of the blood tests. We hope they are negative. The pronoun they refers to the plural antecedent results. The boy prefers games suited to his interests. The pronoun his agrees with the singular masculine third-person noun boy. All the water spilled out of its container. The pronoun its refers to the singular uncountable noun water. It is clear that Ben and Shri gave their best effort in the science fair. The pronoun their refers to the plural Ben and Shri. Their refers to both genders. Choose the pronoun that refers correctly to its antecedent. Identify the antecedent. Pause the video and do the exercise. Check your work. At the concert, the performers sang their own original songs. Their is the pronoun that refers to its antecedent, the plural, performers. We are waiting for the stores to open. They are all having good sales today. They is the pronoun that refers to the plural, stores. One of the classrooms has lost its electrical power for a week. Its is singular and refers to one. Abrar started his engineering course today. His is singular, male, and refers to Abrar, which is singular and male. The manager of the company hired a woman to fill the position. She starts Monday. She is singular and feminine and refers correctly to its antecedent, woman. Good job, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Teleschool. तालीम घर घर.
Ummi, I'm hungry.
Did anyone call me?
Yes, Sarah said that she was hungry.
Why isn't Ummi saying anything? Ummi, can we order biryani for dinner?
What are you mumbling, Sarah?
She said, Ummi, can we order biryani for dinner?
No, I've cooked dal chawal for everyone.
Sarah, your mother said that she has cooked dal chawal for everyone.
I heard her. Why are you repeating what she said?
I thought you hadn't heard her, though she was speaking directly to you. So I had to indirectly tell you what she was saying.
What do you mean by speaking directly and indirectly?
Beta, there are two ways of reporting what someone said: direct speech or indirect speech.
What's direct speech?
Direct speech is when we repeat someone's exact words.
For example?
Well, Sarah said, Ummi, I am hungry. Or Dadajan said, I am not feeling well. Notice that I've repeated your and Dadajan's words exactly without making any changes.
But Abbu, what are these funny marks?
Those are quotation marks. Direct speech is also known as quoted speech. When we use direct speech in writing, we place the speaker's original words within quotation marks to show that we have not changed them.
We use a comma after the introductory verb said to separate it from the actual words of the speaker.
And what's indirect speech?
We don't always repeat someone's words exactly because the message is sometimes more important than the words themselves.
Indirect speech is when we report what someone said in our own words without changing the meaning. So we don't use quotation marks.
Any examples?
I'll use our original examples. The first was, Sarah said, Ammi, I am hungry. To write this sentence in indirect speech, we would say, Sarah told Ammi that she was hungry. The second example was, Dadajan said, I am not feeling well today. In indirect speech, the same sentence would be, Dadajan said that he was not feeling well that day. Notice that the comma in the direct speech is replaced by the conjunction that in indirect speech, and that the words of the speaker are not enclosed within quotation marks.
There are a few other differences between direct and indirect speech.
Oh, so are there any rules for changing a sentence from direct to indirect speech?
There are 3 rules for doing this.
What's the first rule?
Change the pronoun. In this example, notice that the first person pronoun I in direct speech has changed to the third person pronoun she in indirect speech. She refers to Sarah. So you see, most subject pronouns change in indirect speech.
And the second rule?
When we change direct speech to indirect speech, we often need to change the tense.
Indirect speech is usually in the past tense. Look at these examples. The present tense in direct speech becomes the past tense in indirect speech.
What if the example is, Mother said, be quiet, the baby is sleeping.
That's simple, beta. When the mother spoke directly, her words were in the present continuous tense. But now when we report those words, we remove the quotation marks and change the tense to the past continuous tense.
Do we still change the tense if something is true now?
No, it isn't always necessary to change the tense if the information is still true now. For example, direct speech. Miss Asma said, I am a teacher. Indirect speech. Miss Asma said that she is a teacher. We don't need to change the tense because Miss Asma is still a teacher.
Look, Sarah, this table shows how tenses change in indirect speech.
Got it. What's the third rule?
When changing direct speech to indirect speech, we sometimes need to change the time or place. This depends on when we heard the direct speech and when we report it. Similarly, this becomes that, now becomes then, these becomes those, here becomes there, yesterday becomes the previous day, tomorrow becomes the next day, and so forth.
Thank you for that detailed explanation, Ammi and Abbu. To recap, there are 2 ways to report a speaker's words: direct speech and indirect speech.
On that happy note, let's have biryani.
Biryani? You said that you would cook dal chawal for dinner.
I was only teasing you.